Right, ma'am, are you Almeida Miles?
Yes.
And Ms. Miles, the best you can, raise your right hand, please, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. And Ms. Holmes, will your client waive the formal reading of the motion?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Miles, in cause number 24, DCCR 2330, I have a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. It shows that you were placed on probation September 16th of 2025 for the offense of tampering, fabricating with physical evidence, a third-degree felony, and that was a 10-year deferred probation. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The motion alleges you violated your probation. Count 1 alleges that you failed to.
Some of them are kind of redundant.
Okay, well,
Those
let's.
counts.
We'll start with this one, then we'll see. So count 1 alleges that you failed to avoid injurious or vicious habits, in that you physically assaulted another offender in the B3 pod on or about the 6th day of November 2025 at the Henley unit, which is the ISF unit. Is that true or not true?
True.
Count 2 alleges that you failed to complete the education program, the GED program, because you stated that you were tired and did not feel like going to school so early in the morning every day. Is that true or not true?
Yes.
True or not true?
True.
Sounds ridiculous when you hear it read back to you, doesn't it?
Yes.
Count 3 alleges that you failed to enter and successfully complete the ISF program, and that you were removed based on behavioral issues. Is that true or not true?
True.
Count 4, well, it's different. Count 4 alleges that you failed to comply with all of the directions of the ISF program and that you engaged in sexual misconduct while participating at the Henley Unit ISF. Is that true or not true? And then count 5 alleges that you failed to comply with all of the directives of the ISF program and that you were walking around in the quote living area of the dorm during count time against the rules. And that's also at the Henley unit. Is that true or not true? That one's not true. So did you enter your pleas of true to counts 1 through 4 freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And did you plead true to those counts because they're actually true?
Yes.
All right, then I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 1 through 4 freely and voluntarily. Find those counts true, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty and revoke your probation. What I would like to do, I'm going to reset it. I don't know that I need, because she really hasn't been out, a full update, but I would like as much information as we can get from ISF. So if they have reports that you guys can get your hands on so that I can read more about what went on there, that will help me, I think, with sentencing. Anything that you think is important for me to know, get Ms. Holmes will be out there to visit with you, tell her all of that. She'll present it to me on your behalf when we come back for sentencing, and then I'll decide what to do.
Yes.
All right, you can go back with the bailiff. So it was set for sentencing without a PSI. What was the agreement though?
I don't know. Think we wanted to continue her, but needed to get more information in regards to her mental health. Because she was not on the mental health caseload.
Right.
And so I know probation, they were supposed to go and get more information regarding that, and they sent an email to the court.
And so I'm going to take, good morning, or good afternoon, I can't do afternoon. Are you Almeida Miles? And so we reset Miss Miles' case for sentencing. This is 24 DCCR 2330, and Miss Miles is currently on probation. And a motion to revoke that probation was filed, and we were here, it looks like February 24th, and Ms. Miles entered pleas of true to counts 1 through 4 in that motion. The underlying offense is tampering or fabricating physical evidence with intent to impair, a third-degree felony. And we reset, it was unagreed, and we had probation. Ms. Joseph is here with probation, find out some information with regard to whatever, I guess you could find out with regard to any type of mental health services or information. And it looks like she has not received any outpatient services with Spinal Tap, that they referred her to the outpatient clinic, but you did not see where she'd ever actually had an appointment. Is that correct, Ms. Joseph?
Yes, that's from the mental health staff with Spindletop. They said that she never showed up.
And so it does look like, if I were to continue Miss Miles on probation, that Miss Joseph spoke with a Dominique Mayfield who supervises the mental health initiative caseload, and that she advised that she would make the Tacoma referral, and that Miss Miles could receive treatment that way. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. But everything is contingent on this.
For sure, yeah.
We could make services available, but if she doesn't follow through.
Totally agree. So timeline on, so part of the problem is that we sent Miss Miles to the ISF program and that didn't work out. But the argument was that potentially it's because there were some mental health issues that had not, that's the argument. I see Miss Joseph is a little leery about that, by her facial expressions. So I guess Mr. Smith, what is any thoughts?
Well, we tried to send her to ISF and she did not complete that program.
So Miss Miles, the last thing I want to do is not address something that needs to be addressed if there's some mental health issues. But I also don't want to be played and use that as a reason for me to continue on probation when that's really not why you violated or couldn't get through ISF. Does that make sense? Ms. Holmes?
I would be requesting that the court give her a chance to receive the mental health services. My apologies.
Okay. Of all times for it to happen.
Sorry about that. But I would like to see if she could receive the services. It looks like the history with her being on probation and does have a lot to do with how she handles situations, attitude, things like that, which I think.
The attitude and mental health are two different things, and that's where I am. That's my issue here, is this just a bad attitude problem, or is there really a serious issue that needs to be addressed? From the ISF documents, it looks pretty much like an attitude problem and not a mental health problem. Ms. Joseph, anything to add?
I don't deny that Miss Miles has mental health issues, but I don't subscribe to the fact that the behavioral issues at the intermediate sanctions facility, coupled with the disciplinary infractions at the county correctional facility, constitute mental health issues. However, should the court elect to continue Miss Miles on probation, that the full plan is, and everything is already in her conditions of probation, she will be transferred to a mental health caseload where that officer can get the Tacoma referral. And if everything goes well, she'll be supervised on that caseload for a year. Then she'll come back to my caseload where she'll be supervised again for a year and to assess her progress before we transfer her to a regular felony caseload.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do, Ms. Miles. And it probably could potentially be easier for you if I didn't do this, but here's what I'm going to do. You're going to have one opportunity at this. All right. And I want to make that very clear because Ms. Holmes is listening to me. Mr. Smith and Ms. Joseph knows that when I say this is your opportunity, this is it. If you don't take advantage of what I'm about to do, there is no ISF, there's no special needs safety, there's none of that. I don't want anybody coming back and asking me for any of that. It'll be a revocation and it'll just depend on what I decide to do based on the information that I have at that time, how long you go to prison. But you'll probably be going. Do you understand? So they're going to give you all the help you need. It's up to you to take advantage of it, just like Ms. Joseph said. So I'm going to find that you entered your plea 4 on that motion to revoke freely and voluntarily. Find those counts true, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty and revoke your probation, but I'm not going to do that today. I am going to continue you on probation. I'm going to order everything that Ms. Joseph just said. You will be on the specialized mental health caseload. You will get a referral to the Tacoma program. They will explain all of that to you, and you will be required to go to every meeting, follow through with any medication. All of those are now court orders. So whether you think you need the class, the meeting, the counseling, the medication, at this point, I'm ordering you to do whatever they say is best for you. You will be on 0 tolerance. So what that means is that there's no, I just missed a meeting or I just missed something, give me another chance. This is your chance. If you mess up, you'll be right back in here, even just with one mess up. Does that make sense? All right. Anything else, Miss Joseph, that you think would be appropriate for me to order?
I did want to clarify that upon her completion of the MHI caseload, she'll come back to
Yes.
Okay.
Then you'll go from the mental health caseload to the high medium caseload. That way you're not going from one super intensive to just kind of once a month. You're going to have a structured kind of step down process so that everybody can make sure that you're doing and everything you're supposed to, and that you're in a place where you're able to do that. Or if you need any further help, they'll get you that as well. All right. The disrespect and all of that, there's nothing that I can tell from any of the reports that I have that would show that there's some reason, mental health wise, for you to act the way you're acting at some points. Right. So that's not making you do some of those things. So I want you to be respectful to wherever you're going, the probation department, Spindle Top, wherever it is. You have to treat everyone with respect along that way, that path. Okay. I'm going to hand you the trial court certification. This shows this wasn't an agreement. There are some rights to appeal, but you can talk to Ms. Holmes about that. If y'all will sign that and give her the bottom copies.
Okay.
And I hope you take advantage of this opportunity. Okay. Good luck to you, ma'am.
A young woman, Almea Miles, stands in court facing serious trouble after violating multiple probation rules. She admits to several violations, including assaulting another inmate, failing to attend her GED classes because she didn't feel like it, and being removed from a correctional program due to behavioral issues. As the judge reviews the case, it becomes clear that her actions are not small mistakes, but repeated choices that put her freedom at risk. The courtroom tension builds as the judge questions whether her behavior is due to mental health struggles or simply a bad attitude, making the situation even more serious. Despite the violations, the court takes a closer look at her background and possible mental health concerns. While some officials believe her behavior is more about attitude than mental health, her defense pushes for another chance with proper support and treatment. The judge makes it clear that this is not an easy decision and warns that the system cannot be taken advantage of. Everyone in the courtroom understands that this moment will decide her future. In a surprising turn, the judge decides to give her one final opportunity instead of sending her to prison immediately. She is placed on strict probation under a specialized mental health program with 0 tolerance for any mistakes. The judge clearly warns that even a single slip-up will send her back to court, likely facing prison time. This powerful moment shows how one last chance can change everything, but only if she takes it seriously.
Thanks for watching. Stick around longer and click the highlighted videos to your right. See you there.